This is the little preview of the final result of our second lesson. We should have such filled head of the kitten with a place for the eyes. You can index the forehead, the nose, again the eyes and the chin, and the spine is installed inside. It's very movable, and the spine leads us from the head till the end of the tail. For those who don't know, I'm welcoming you at the channel ViggoToys, and here we are sewing the kitten. The materials we need for these lessons are scissors, pins and needles, our not filled head. This one is the sample already finished, the spine, the measuring line, and the pliers, special instrument, and some stick for filling. Also thread and some textile which is not stretchy. This is very important. Just take any light textile, but not stretchy. The filling material that will be used to fill our head. I will put all the links at the description as usual. So here we have our sewed head that we made in the first lesson. I will also put the link for this lesson in the description. I would like to remind you that we used just 3 parts to sew the head, and now we need the rest part, the 4th, and what we need to do. First of all, just to cut it out. So the circle is ready. I'm taking the textile. I'm using here an old shirt of one of my kids. I'm not even using the pin to fix the pattern tile, and putting the line to the textile and cutting. Not forget, please, not to cut exactly at the line, but with a 5 mm seam allowance to the line. The diameter of the spine I'm using for this toy is 10 mm. There are different variants on the market. Some can be smaller diameter and some thinner. For example, for the legs I will use 8 mm diameter spine, and for some big toys like forks, for example, I'm using 15 or even 16 mm. The length of the spine should be for about 40 centimeter. It is not very important now because we can fix it by cutting it or joining it together if we need the length more. How to the sample is just to push hardly on the spine. Here I'm showing one more time, just like this, and just like this. To fix it together is not so easy. I'm using a special tool for it. This is jointing. According to the dictionary, this is jointing pliers, special for toys spine connection. And without this special tool, just please take the very hot water, put the one part of the spine with the hole inside this water, and let it stay there to make the material more flexible, and with the strength pull the part with the ball inside. On the video I'm cutting my stuffing, the polyfill, And the dimensions of the cutted piece should be about 10 centimeter the width and 30 centimeter the length. I take the spine, the side, the right thigh side should be with the ball at the end, and on this side we will fix our stuffing material about the spines should be for sure covered. I'm carving tightly to the spine using my fingers to hold the part that's already covered, and then I'm making such a little also like a ball with the polyfill, and continue to cover. We are actually making our spine not so hard. So I'm taking the thread, please take a thick one, and very tightly, really tightly, I almost cut my hands with it, fix the filling material on the spine so that you will not be able to move it or to turn it around it, and fix it. We are going to sew the spine inside the head. So please find the top, not the top but the back point of the head, and try to imagine how the spine would see there. So we have two darts here. First I laid the spine to these darts and understood that it's too high, so I moved it for about 1 centimeter lower from the darts. Here, yeah, 1 or maybe 1.5. So then I'm taking the needle and thread with double needle to make sure it will be really fixed. And I'm starting exactly at the stitch. Again, I'm proving if the top of the spine is the back of the head point, and with a needle I'm just going through the stuffing material just like this, hop, and moving in the stitch from another side. Then I'm turning the detail and doing exactly the same, just from another one, moving a little bit lower. So stitch, then inside the stuffing material, and again the stitch, and continue like this, moving from up to the bottom. It really doesn't matter how beautiful your stitch will be. The important is here that the spine will be really good fixed inside. So you can turn the parts out and again in to be sure to prove that everything goes well, that it really stays there where it should be, and you can't move it from this place. Please stitch to the end of the pattern and fix the thread correctly. So here I'm visualizing the end result, just imagining how it will be already filled, how it will look like, and cutting the thread because I'm satisfied with the result. And this part is not necessary to have, that's why I'm just cutting it out also as well. What we're doing next, we would have to connect these two parts together. Like here, I already sewed the head, and we will sew not the whole circle, we'll just leave a little place not sewed to be able to fill the head with the filling. To make it easy to understand, I am starting in front of the dots, fixing the thread. I joined the fabric and the fur right sides together so that the wrong sides of both materials are visible to me. I'm sewing using the back stitch. I have separate video about the stitches that I'm using to sew my toys. There are actually just 2, and the whole video you will find on the channel, and I will place now the link somewhere on the screen and in the description as well. You would have to stitch from one dot to another dot and then just pull out the ready part to check if everything satisfies you, that you have enough place, enough hole to put the polyfiber inside. I'm creating such little pieces because we would need to fill it also tightly. That's why I'm just tearing small pieces and filling the head with them. The principle is very easy, and when I have some filling material inside, I'm forming the right form using the stitch, the wooden stitch, in order to press the polyfiber. If you take the ready part, the ready head, and will try to push on it, it should be really hard. Not like a stone hard, but it should be really hard and should keep the form of the head. So if you think it's hard enough, believe me, it's not, and feel more. Now to the eyes. On the channel you can find the separate video about the eyes where I'm step by step explaining how to make the eyes yourself. I'm using the eyes diameter 10 millimeter for this toy. The design of the eyes is made by ViggoToys, and this design you also can find in our shop by Etsy. How to understand what size you need, just try it on the head. It looks really cute. It's funny. I need to understand what color do I want. I never made the yellow ones. That's why I'm really thinking about to try them. Here I'm trying the diameter 8 millimeter, but not satisfied with the size. I do really like the ViggoToys design, not only because of the variety of the eye color, but also that from the right side you have the description of almost all cat breeds of the world. Here is an example of a kitten that we are sewing. Some highlights behind the scene. The eyes and the ears and the form of the head could be different, as well as the color of the fur. If you have doubts if you can make it, it's normal to have some, but I can assure you that this process is not so hard and very calming, so please just start.